Hello again. If you've been going in order, this is our last one. So this is T, Think, Let Them. This one is based on the book that Mel Robbins wrote, and that is called The Let Them Theory. However, it is definitely something I had already been practicing without that terminology. However, I feel like that terminology is super empowering, and so I'm going to use that here. So this is our pinky finger, and it's because we're making a pinky promise to ourselves to let go. So the mind shift that we are looking for here is to go from controlling to releasing. So here's the deal. A lot of our stress, especially for women who tend to try to carry everything, it comes from what doesn't come from what's actually happening. It comes from our mental mind whirl. Mind wrestles with what other people are doing, thinking, and choosing. You want to be able to figure out, why did they say that? They should have it this way. If only they would just, they need to understand, right? All of those are putting it on to other people. When you do this, your brain is using massive amounts of energy, mental, emotional, and physical, trying to control things you cannot control. Other people's choices, opinions, reactions. And honestly, it's exhausting. And it spikes your cortisol, your stress hormone. It steals your presence from the things that actually matter to you. And so let them is about releasing the grip, allowing you to let them think what they're going to think, let them make the choice they're going to make, let them have their opinion, and most of all, let them be wrong. So when you feel overwhelmed, scattered, or like you're running on autopilot, this is not correct. Let me try this again. Let's do this page instead. All right. When you're thinking let them, this is not giving up. This is not saying you don't care or that your boundaries don't matter. This is actually returning to your power, because not only are you saying let them, the second part of this is, what can I do? Let me do this, right? What is your response going to be? You can control the response. You cannot control their behavior or their thinking, right? So let's move to the next screen. So when you notice that you're in a mental loop about what somebody else, this is what I encourage you to think, is let them. Allow them to do whatever, and then let me, or allow me to, focus on what I can control. This is a great tool for relationships, work frustration, family tiffs, those social media spirals, anytime that you feel like you're in that brain loop again. This is another really good one to kind of put a stop to that. This one takes some practice, I'll be honest. However, the shift when you are able to just let them and be able to have control over the response that you have is so empowering. It's so empowering. And so I encourage you to take your power back and just let them and allow yourself to. Thank you so much for joining me and learning all of these tools, or this handful of tools that I have found myself to be extremely helpful in navigating the chaos of life. And if you are interested in learning more about tools and strategies and frameworks, I will have another video that goes over some, let's see, I think it's Transform Your Day. And so, with that being said, good luck on your journey. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all the best moving forward.